Local news is next.
Outrage in Edina tonight. A packed room turns out to protest a convicted child molester moving into the neighborhood. Plus, how the bubble may finally have burst on a big league chewing gum controversy. And a dark day for the Golden Gophers. 3 teams fall, along with 2 athletic department directors. The deep cuts that could be just beginning are tonight's top story. Good evening. Historic changes are coming out of the hard financial times in the University of Minnesota athletic departments.
And nothing's off the table for the next couple of years, according to the university president, Mark Udoff. The U announced a plan today to eliminate men's gymnastics, men's golf, and women's golf to offset a $21 million shortfall. But even more drastic and potentially difficult, the university will merge the Gophers' men's and women's athletic departments, dumping both athletic directors.
I hope that they will remember that I believed in the student-athlete model, that I believe that you could be great at both.
The mere fact that we are going to be structured differently going forward is a huge plus. And I think, frankly, the fact that we weren't would have been a problem.
President Udoff calls football the tide that raises the ship, and while several sports teams will suffer for years to come from the budget cuts, at least one major player believes the football program could actually benefit. KARE 11's Alan Costantini joins us now to explain.
Well, Paul, the question is, if the U says no to new athletic facilities for the next 3 years, as they say they will, what about that plan for a new on-campus football stadium for the Gophers and the Vikings?
Today's development, while difficult for the university, could be a positive development on the stadium front.
That's right. The word from the U today hasn't sacked the Gopher Viking Stadium proponents in the least. But shouldn't this scare them?
Our analysis has made clear that a high level of debt service on athletic facilities has also contributed to the long-term financial deficit, and limiting growth in this area is essential.
In the last dozen years, the U has been building sports buildings like never before. $5 million for the new soccer stadium and the softball remodeling. $10 million for the new aquatic center. $20 million into the almost finished women's hockey and tennis facility. But $7 million of the balance was a loan from the athletic department. Paying interest on that and the $42 million it cost to build the new Mariucci Arena, remodel the old Mariucci into the sports pavilion, and remodel Williams Arena so it wasn't really an old barn, has been the real weight on the sports budget. But if the U already has all those new facilities, who gets hit by the moratorium? The answer is baseball. Aging Siebert Field needs to be replaced, and Coach John Anderson claims he can raise the money. But President Udoff's plan says plainly, expenses will not be incurred nor funds raised for any new construction or remodeling of any athletics facility until fiscal year 2005. That strikes out baseball. But isn't a new football stadium an athletic facility? Won't the U have to back out of its commitment to the partnership with the Vikings?
$60 million for a parking structure as part of a new stadium on the university campus. And
they've assured you that that's still...
Yeah, the CFO of the university assured me this morning that the moratorium does not apply to football or the football stadium issue.
Vikings lobbyist Lester Bagley says the dire situation at the U underlines the urgency of settling the stadium problem for both teams. U of M Vice President Tanya Moten Brown says the stadium is exempt from the moratorium because the $60 million is a university project, not under the athletic budget. Paul, Diana?
All right, thanks, Alan. Another major athletic department shakeup could be taking shape at the University of River Falls. The school's chancellor will announce tomorrow on a plan to eliminate baseball, wrestling, and women's gymnastics teams. In their place, River Falls would add men's track and women's golf.
Edina residents packed a church to hear about their city's first level 3 sex offender. Many at the community notification meeting are worried because the offender has a history of abusing girls as young as 10 and will live within a mile of several schools and parks. Authorities say Joseph Anthony Favors forced women and girls into prostitution by holding them against their will, threatening violence, and offering drugs. People at tonight's meeting say he's not the kind of person they want living in their neighborhood.
My mother's worried about breaking in. She's 92 years old. She told me yesterday, she says, I won't even be able to sit out in the backyard anymore. I'm scared to death. At supper time tonight, she couldn't eat supper. Hasn't been sleeping at night. Can you tell me that she's going to be as safe tonight, as she was 3 days ago?
Favors lives in the 4200 block of Valley View Road. For comparison, while he is Edina's first registered sex offender, level 3, Minneapolis has 41 such offenders. A Minnesota elementary school student does not have a constitutional right to wear the jersey of his favorite football team to school. A federal judge ruled Rocky Sonkowski's First Amendment rights were not violated. His parents sued after teachers barred him from a party at Vikings headquarters 3 years ago because he was wearing a Green Bay Packers jersey. Orono teachers walked the picket lines this morning before the school day began. They're among teachers in 123 school districts in Minnesota working without contracts right now. It's been 9 months since teachers have been under contract in Orono. State law normally requires districts to settle by January 15th, but this year the legislature waived that rule.
Governor Ventura says he needs an invitation before he'll attempt to break a budget standoff between House and Senate leaders. The governor made his remarks even as House members are growing openly restless with the budget deadlock. One lawmaker made a motion today to adjourn for good, but then withdrew it when his colleagues asked for more time. Governor Ventura says lawmakers are dragging the negotiations out because they're more worried about their political careers than serving the public.
I mean, everyone thinks that I should include myself into their process. Well, maybe they ought to invite me in.
Ventura also says he doesn't know if he'll sign a transportation bill, even if it has a gas tax in it that he supports. He also wants money for commuter rail. And Maine Governor Angus King offered a surprise twist today when making good on a bet with Governor Ventura. King appeared on the steps of Maine State House wearing a Gophers hockey jersey following last weekend's national championship victory over the University of Maine. But he also brought along a life-size cardboard cutout of Ventura dressed in a Maine Black Bears jersey, which he then hoisted over his head, wrestler style.
In a matter of hours, Secretary of State Colin Powell will meet with Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon. His first demand that Sharon pull Israeli tanks and troops out of Palestinian territories. Tonight, we're seeing the first pictures inside the devastated Jenin refugee camp, where more than 100 Palestinians died since Israeli tanks and troops invaded last week. Guilty on all counts for Ohio Congressman James Traficant. He's been convicted in Cleveland of accepting bribes and taking kickbacks in exchange for his political help. The 9-term Democrat, who is not a lawyer, represented himself at his corruption trial. Amid growing calls for his resignation, Boston Cardinal Bernard Law may be losing more supporters. Senator Edward Kennedy, who previously backed Law, has refused to endorse the embattled church leader. Law has come under fire in recent months for his handling of the growing church abuse scandal in his city.
Couch potatoes rejoice. Getting in shape could soon be as simple as popping a pill. Scientists say they've uncovered the chemical pathway to build strength and endurance in muscles. That knowledge could lead to a so-called lazy pill that replaces hours of sweat to get in shape. But doctors say their research is not intended to help dieters, but rather people with medical conditions that keep them from exercising.
A St. Paul woman who left on a business trip to Rhode Island never imagined it would take her 3 months to get home.
But today she did with a precious travel companion. Maya Cassidy and her infant daughter Maria arrived in the Twin Cities today by air ambulance. Maria was born severely prematurely and never knew her home state until now. KARE 11's Boyd Hoopert has the happy homecoming that's been months in the making.
Nice peanut. Little peanut.
It was no wonder Maria Cassidy couldn't keep her eyes open tonight.
You had a busy day, didn't you?
She's had quite an odyssey for a girl who isn't even supposed to be born yet.
She's 4 weeks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't due until May 5th.
If she'd arrived for Easter, she would have been 5 weeks early. Maria showed up when the Christmas tree was still up. Her mother, Maya, was in Rhode Island on a business trip.
Yep, 3-day trip. 3-day trip that turned into 3 months.
A trip that ended on an air ambulance early this afternoon when Maya finally made it home to her husband Brandon, delivering Maria for a second time, this time in Minnesota.
Your daddy missed you. And you missed Mommy too.
At just over 4 pounds, Maria still needs some time in the hospital. When she entered the world, that ring slid up past her elbow. She weighed less than 1.5 pounds.
It's been incredible.
Her aunt and her grandma won't have to travel so far to see her anymore. But Maria's story is a gift that still needs a bow. For over in St. Paul, there's a nursery Maria has yet to see, with a light her father has left burning in the window for 3 months.
And we tuck her in, yeah, for the go to bed. I'll turn it off.
Then Maria will really be home.
Hey, there's a smile.
Though Maria was far away, she had many visitors and the friends and family who flew out to see her in Rhode Island. Her father made the trip 8 times alone. On the flip side, a group of her nurses from Rhode Island is planning a trip to Minnesota on Maria's first birthday.
All right,
very nice,
Boyd.
thanks.
You bet.
Still ahead in Ken Barlow's forecast, a day we've been waiting for a very long time.
Plus, a new twist on Gumgate. Baseball star Luis Gonzalez weighs in on the Minnesota man's auction of his chewing gum in what Gonzo calls the stupidest press conference of his life.
And find out why a KARE 11 reporter got sent to the principal's office today and how it could ultimately help your child. That's next in the Extra.
Dogs will continue to eat homework. Teens will always be teens. Yet, despite the obstacles to education, from crowded classrooms to changing curriculums, Minnesota students rank among the top in the nation because our teachers have the patience and dedication to bring out the best in our kids. Despite the continual challenge.
I suppose the dog ate it.
Education Minnesota, an organization of 70,000 educators doing what it takes to help students succeed.
Standing defiantly on mounds of dirt, Minnesota Twins pitchers Joe Mays, Brad Radke, and Eric Milton form one of the league's most potent starting lineups. Together, they have thrown countless strikes and even defended their town from a fierce gang of bandits led by the infamous El Giorgio. Together, they travel a chalk-lined road to victory. Joe Mays, Brad Radke, Eric Milton, Viva Los Amigos! The Minnesota Twins, get to know them.
Target presents opening weekend, April 12th through the 14th. Fans receive a schedule magnet courtesy of Rainbow Foods.
It's all you can eat. It's all. Now move your feet. It's all you can eat. Popcorn shrimp at Applebee's. At $8.99, they won't last long.
During Applebee's Steak Stampede, you can get our famous house sirloin, bold Bourbon Street steak, or 20-ounce porterhouse. The steaks are so great, it's easy to get carried away.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Here in the Northland, horizon lines stretch as far as the eye can see. And to get anywhere, you need a vehicle that'll prepare you for just about anything. That's why there's Ford Outfitters, with the most complete lineup of SUVs on the planet. From the Badlands to the Boundary Waters, your local Northland Ford store has the right SUV to equip you. Wherever you're headed, defy boundaries.
Days been long, boss was mad. Traffic bad, kids are tad crabby. Dinner's late, I just can't wait. Oh, I love my bed.
Right now, save 40 to 50% on every Sealy Posturepedic in the store. Get our lowest price of the year on this queen-size Sealy Posturepedic pillow top set for just $6.99. Sealy Slumberland. It's a dream team.
I love my bed.
She always dreamed of being a teacher, and last year she got the chance. But now, KARE 11's Rhonda Kinchlow is being sent straight to the principal's office. Rhonda and several Twin Cities community leaders headed back to school this morning for a unique lesson.
They became principals for the day to learn more about the job and the statewide shortage. In fact, in Minnesota, studies show 75% of all high school principals will be eligible to retire in just 3 years. And that's forcing schools to get creative in recruiting and keeping principals. In tonight's Extra, Rhonda gives us an inside look at this important job and the valuable lessons she learned firsthand today.
Morning, how are you, Brittany? The real school principal gets the hug. The pretend principal just tries hard.
How's it going?
You can't expect miracles when you're principal for only a day, but you can build hope in your staff.
You want to raise today? I want to raise today. Hey, great idea. You haven't seen me.
For 5 years, Kate Wilcox Harris has been the school principal at Homecroft Elementary. If you think her responsibilities begin and end in an office, think again. She's rarely there.
And then a student teacher. She is flying solo this week.
as a student teacher.
St. Paul school officials want you to think about what it takes to be a principal. I got a glimpse, but to do the job right, I needed an all-out stare.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Principals, how do you feel today? Yeah.
St. Paul School Superintendent Dr. Pat Harvey assembled a few dozen people from politics, business, media, and government to try their hand at being a school principal for one day.
I was surprised to learn that today not every classroom has a computer. That's something that we should resolve to take care of.
And when you went to the ELL class and you're looking at students that are really learning English, doing math at like algebra, so they have the math skills but can't communicate the English, it takes a whole different twist on things.
But it triggered that as a partnering corporation, maybe there's more we could do in terms of giving the school money for those kinds of requests.
I'm the princess.
There she is. I like that tiara.
You do a lot as principal, whatever it takes to run the school, including lunchroom assignments.
Does that mean that you're a queen?
No.
Keeping things running, making sure kids get out to buses and lunches get served in recess. It's important, you know, but it is not the key to the principalship, which is being in the leadership role and being able to set a tone.
Did you like that story?
No.
I didn't either.
Old Mother Goose.
At Homecroft, they've set a special tone for reading and math, and as a result, Homecroft is one of the schools in the district that has shown the most academic progress. But progress does not always translate into more dollars for a school or its principal.
What do I need to do to be a really good principal?
Be a principal?
Mm-hmm.
They go to people's classes, children's classes, and help them learn.
Oh, okay. Do they get paid a lot?
No.
Do principals make a lot of money? The average annual salary of an elementary school principal is just over $73,000. But factor in long days, abbreviated weekends, and a lot of out-of-pocket expenses. Then do all of it on a shoestring budget, a shoestring that's constantly being cut.
We're pretty much cut to the bone. We're pretty lean right now. But, you know, it forces you to think a little differently, to think a little more creatively. It forces you to say, what else can I do? What else haven't we tried?
Truth is, principals try and succeed a lot. But perhaps the lowest numbers are of those who are even wanting to become principals, an all-time low nationally.
And then the next job in her past that she had...
The answer may be to recruit and train from within the district. In Vicki Iverson's 6th grade class, they're already learning how to write resumes and extend a handshake that can seal a deal.
Hi, Vicki. How are you? I'm Rhonda.
Good today.
Hopefully, some of the future leaders will want to become principals.
Good morning. My name is Courtney. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Have a nice day.
Rhonda Kinchlow, KARE-11 News.
Finding school principals from within their own district has proved to be the right plan for the Minneapolis School District. The state's largest district had 8 to 10 openings last year and reportedly filled most of them from within the district.
Coming up Sunday night at 10 in the KARE-11 News Extra. We're kicking off Severe Weather Week with a look at how to survive a killer tornado. New high-tech warning systems are saving countless lives every year. But there are also several basic things you can do to protect yourself and your family. Tornado tips Sunday at 10 in the Extra.
Well, last night we were experiencing thunder and lightning. Tonight,
it's quiet.
Pretty quiet.
Very quiet. A little humid out here, guys, but nothing compared to last night's downpour and the lightning we had. Things are improving. That has already started. But you know, we're only 11 days into the month of April, and we've already seen just about the entire month's worth of rain. Look at this. So far this month, that should be, not year, 1.73 inches. The normal for the month to date is, for the entire month, is only 2 1/3 inches. Last year, 7 inches of rain for the month of April. It was the wettest April on record. So once again, so far this year, during the month of April, we've already picked up almost 2 inches of the stuff. And it looks like there is a little bit more on the way because the jet stream is blowing in off the Pacific. And when it does that, unsettled is the weather word. But fortunately, so is mild and even warm. So even though it's going to remain unsettled with this type of a jet stream feature, it's also going to stay mild. That's the good news. we'll take the good and the bad, as we say all the time in weather, because we have no choice. 51 degrees the high, though, today. 42 the low temperature this morning. That 51, by the way, a little bit misleading because that happened at 3 o'clock this morning rather than during the daytime when most of us were up and about. Precipitation at the airport officially a half-inch today. Cloudy and 44 degrees with a northwest wind now at 6. We do expect some fog to form. The rain, this is worth looking at. There it goes from yesterday and this morning, and now the current picture is basically clean. As far as Minnesota is concerned, there's still some rain in the extreme southeast corner down toward Preston. And also down toward La Crosse in Wisconsin. But really, for all practical purposes, for the viewing area, it's just about out of here. There it goes. Low pressure now continues to move away, taking with it the clouds. They'll scour out slowly tomorrow. The problem is now the skies are going to clear, and because the ground is so damp, there'll be fog developing. Much like it did this morning, it'll hang around for a couple of hours tomorrow morning. This time, though, instead of being followed by rain, it'll be followed by some afternoon sunshine. I'm very happy to report. Here's our forecast with all of this optimistic talk about sunshine. There's got to be a 60 in there somewhere. That's what you're thinking, and you're absolutely right. Not yet, though. Tonight, of course, will drop down to about 40 degrees of fog. Tomorrow, the fog will burn off. There's 60. Sunshine returns. That'll be the warmest temperature in about 4 months here. And then as we look ahead to the weekend, 70 for the first time since early November is in the forecast for Sunday. And again, unsettled. There'll be a thunder threat late Saturday, clearing on Sunday, another chance of some thunder on Monday and Tuesday. The best chance of all will come Monday night and Tuesday. 62 in Alexandria tomorrow, close to 60 in Bemidji Walker. And during the day tomorrow, they'll start out with clouds in Rice Lake, but they too will part. And there should be sunshine in western Wisconsin as well, with temperatures near 57 and 60 in Menominee. That's it. Things are looking up just in time for the weekend.
All right. Thank you very much. Coming up at sports with Randy Shaver.
The Twins close out their series in Cleveland, and if you're a Twins fan, that has to make you very happy.
And we'll go to Augusta for round 1 of the Masters as people everywhere prepare for the greatest golf weekend on the couch of the year.
Why is Roundup Ultramax your most effective choice? In the first 2 hours, it delivers 3 times more weed-killing power to the roots than Syngenta's latest imitator product. Roundup Ultramax, 3 times more right to the root in the first 2 hours.
What herbicide shares your risk as it smokes your weeds? Roundup. Roundup Ultramax entitles you the risk-sharing benefits of Roundup Rewards. Ooh, that's a lot. Oh. With Roundup Ultramax, the rewards go on and on. Nobody else backs you like Roundup. Nobody.
For great paint, head to Menards. Kills Total One is a premium acrylic primer that's great for general surface prep, yet it seals problem stains like rust, crayon, water, and smoke. On sale, $12.93 a gallon. Give your interior walls the perfect finishing coat with Dutch Boy Dirt Fighter. On sale in thousands of rich colors, mixed free. Flat is just $7.98 a gallon after $2 rebate. Cover your walls with savings from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Moolah, greenbacks, cold hard cash, whatever you call it, Chevy's rolling great offers your way. Move into spring at your select Heartland Chevy dealer with 0% APR financing or over $2,500 cash back on a new 2002 Chevy Cavalier. That's 0% APR financing or over $2,500 cash back on Cavalier. So stop in, visit, come on through, whatever you call it. Get into your select Heartland Chevy dealer today.
I'd like to talk to you about Wix, but you're too far away. Come here, get close, and let me tell you why! God.
It's Wix Furniture's big 3-day super sale. Huge savings on brand name home furnishings throughout every Wix showroom. Plus, terrific financing. No money down with no monthly payments and no finance charges due for 1 year with a Wix charge.
Thanks to my Wix bedroom, I went from dud to stud.
The family farm, the heart and soul of Minnesota. Senator Paul Wellstone is fighting to preserve it. Wellstone helped lead through the Senate a farm bill that works for Minnesota. The Pioneer Press says Wellstone was particularly busy pushing amendments that shifted power from large agribusinesses and back to family farmers. Wellstone worked to increase incomes for family farmers, to promote conservation, and to bring jobs to rural Minnesota. Call Senator Wellstone. Tell him to keep fighting for Minnesota's farmers.
Spa! This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Pool & Spa Concept. Buy where the dealers buy at the factory liquidation closeout. Save 25 to 65% on all in-stock spas. All 7-foot spas, $19.99. All 8-foot spas, $29.99. Trade in your used hot tub and receive a $5,000 cash rebate towards a new spa. Remember, it's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. The factory liquidation closeout at Pool & Spa Concepts. 394 in Louisiana and St. Louis Park next to Fuddruckers.
Minnesota's largest spa dealer. You went away and left me long time ago. Now you're knocking on my door. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
Brady Shaver joins us now. Big night in sports. A lot of stuff going
Big night
on.
in sports. I think the Gopher men's golf team, there's some conversations going on between boosters and them trying to raise enough money to maybe salvage the program. But maybe it was former U of M Gopher golfer Tom Lehman who had the quote of the day when it comes to cutting the men's golf program. Lehman says, quote, "Thank you, Clem." The comment made in reference to the $1.5 million paid to Haskins after he resigned in 1999. The University of Minnesota needs to save money, so they plan to cut 3 sports, men's and women's golf and men's gymnastics. They also announced the merger of the 2 athletic departments today, going to join into one, which means that longtime women's athletic director Chris Voles is out of that job in June.
I hope that they will remember that I believed in the student-athlete model, that I believe that you could be great at both, and that you could expect young women to be great at both. I hope that they will say, gosh, she made a difference. She contributed. She was tireless in her efforts. She was honest.
To the Twins now, another ugly night in Cleveland. The Tribe beat up on starter Kyle Loesch, 8-4 the final, 4 straight losses. Twins dropped to 5-5. It looked so good early. Second pitch of the game, Jock Jones gone off Bartolo Colon. Pitched deep to right field. 1-zip, Twins in front. But the game was tied at 2 in the third. Jim Thomey's at the plate, and he just creams this pitch off Loesch. 4-2 Cleveland. They scored 4 times in the 4th inning. The big hit from Omar Vizquel. Oh, my. 7-2 Indians at this point. It was 8-3 in the 5th when Colon plunks A.J. Pierzynski in the back. Watch this, and it's on purpose, trust me. A.J. takes exception, as he should. Twins pitcher Jack Crescent would repay the Indians. Ricky Gutierrez gets nailed on the leg. Loesch is tossed, so is Twins manager Ron Gardenhire. Both benches empty, no fisticuffs. 8-4 final. Twins open the home season against the Tigers tomorrow night. To the Masters, day 1 in the books. Tiger Woods in the hunt, but he's not the leader. Davis Love III earned that spot today. Low scores, renovated course. Pretty tough today. At Augusta, the shot of the day, Phil Mickelson at 11. The chip goes right into the cup, shoots a 3-under, 69. The early leader today was Padraig Harrington. At one time, he was at 6 under, then dropped 3 strokes. He's at 3 under for the day. Great sneaking putt into the hole. Defending champion Tiger Woods birdied 3 straight holes early today, then nails the birdie at 17 to salvage a 2-under par day. 3 strokes behind the leader Davis Love III at 5 under. Great approach shot. And afterwards, the champion talked about his round today.
Yeah, I'll take it. It was an interesting round today because I didn't really hit the ball as well as I wanted to today. I hit a couple weird ones out there, but I just hung in there. And in a major championship, that's what you have to do. You just got to keep grinding away and keep pecking away, and I was able to do that all day.
Get that couch ready for the weekend. The Masters leaderboard after round 1, Davis Love III up 1 on Sergio Garcia and Cabrera. A tough group at 3 under and a large group at 2 under. Minnesota's Tom Lehman at 4 over par. Not a good day for him. Arnold Palmer says tomorrow will be his last round at the Masters after shooting an 89 today. The Wolves looking to send a postseason message tonight to the Lakers and everybody else. It's throwback night for the Lakers. Wearing the Minneapolis Lakers uniforms of 1952. The great George Mikan at the game tonight in Los Angeles. He'll be honored at halftime. First, the Wolves trying to take care of business. Wally Zerbiak with the basket in the first quarter. Wolves up early on a 7-0 run, but, well, Shaquille O'Neal is Shaquille O'Neal. Hook shot, and the Lakers are up by 4 early in the second quarter out in Los Angeles.
All right. Thank you very much. Yep. Still ahead, an end to the sticky Gonzalez gum controversy.
Plus, a look at tonight's winning lottery numbers.
This is your appetite talking, and all signs point to tasty.
Introducing Arby's Chicken Ranch and Bacon. This is no ordinary chicken sandwich. It's a real whole breast filet.
Big and oh so juicy.
And thick-cut pepper bacon.
You love it when it sizzles. And that creamy ranch. Pour it on.
Try Arby's new Chicken Ranch and Bacon today.
Give in to your grown-up taste.
Prices slashed.
New discounts taken.
At the incredible store closing sale at Kmart.
Only at these select locations.
20% off all music, video, cameras, and watches.
Patio furniture, lawn and garden.
Hardware, automotive, and more.
Shoes and apparel for the family, 20% off.
25% off all window treatments, school supplies, and books.
Plus, already reduced clearance apparel and extra 30% off.
Toys, games, cosmetics, and fragrances, 30% off.
All fine and gold jewelry, 70% off.
Only at the incredible Kmart store closing sale.
At these locations only.
Hey, let me help you with that. Tough to handle.
Thank you.
Next in line, please.
Oh, me? I'm all set.
With easy electronic check-in, lines are officially optional.
Subway has a new bread made with that bee guy's honey and his oats.
Oh, whoa.
Hey, Subway's this way!
Subway's new Honey Oat on Wheat starts with tasty wheat bread. Then we coat it with honey and oats and bake it all together. Subway, eat fresh!
Burger play moment number 49.
Oh, shoot!
Towsley Ford, the Northland's #1 volume used car dealer. Not just Fords, all makes and models. Over 70 used vehicles under $10,000. Towsley prices start as low as $29.95. Prices that bring buyers from not only the Twin Cities, but all over the state. At Towsley Ford, White Bear Lake.
You call yourselves radical.
That's right.
Well, those tired old chicken sandwiches are about as radical as your mother's minivan. You need to try a new KFC Blazing Buffalo Twister. It's got 2 blazing crispy strips, buffalo sauce, ranch dressing, 3 kinds of cheese, all wrapped up in a warm tortilla. Chow down.
For a limited time, KFC's got the new freshly made Blazing Buffalo Twister. Buy one now and get a free medium Pepsi. Also available in Crispy Twister.
Not without a helmet, son. There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
Before we go, the bubble may have finally burst on the Luis Gonzalez gum controversy. You'll recall a Minnesota collector put a hunk of gum allegedly chewed by the Arizona Diamondbacks star up for charity auction. Then questions about the gum's authenticity surfaced. So Gonzalez chewed up a new wad of gum today.
Today I put 3 in for my 3 kids, so hopefully we'll put an end to this thing. And I saw the last couple days it started getting ridiculous about DNA testing and stuff like that.
Gonzalez is sending the gum to an Arizona radio station. They will keep it until the end of the auction and send the proceeds to the Cottonwood, Minnesota High School. At last check, the top bid was at $3,400.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say he's been very gracious about this whole thing throughout because he's really been pestered by everybody.
Really good.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Thanks for joining us. We do appreciate it.
We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.